The world will ask you who you are, and if you don't know, the world will tell you. Thinking is difficult, that's why most people judge. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life. You will call it fate. Vocatus, et non vocatus Deus aderit. The more veiled becomes the outside world, steadily losing in colour, tone and passions, the more urgently the inner world calls us. We are not what happened to us, we are what we wish to become. Life really does begin at 40. Up until then, you are just doing research. Who looks outside dreams? Who looks inside awakes. The foundation of all mental illness is the unwillingness to experience legitimate suffering. The difference between a good life and a bad life is how well you walk through the fire. To be normal is the ultimate aim of the unsuccessful. Whereas I formerly believed it to be my bounden duty to call other persons to order, I now admit that I need calling to order myself. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. The brighter the light, the darker the shadow. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. We don't really heal anything, we simply let it go. We cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. To ask the right question is already half the solution of a problem. Synchronicity is an ever-present reality for those who have eyes to see. We deem those happy who from the experience of life have learned to bear its ills without being overcome by them. I must also have a dark side if I am to be whole. To become acquainted with oneself is a terrible shock. During my medical education at the University of Basel, I found vivisection horrible, barbarous, and above all unnecessary. Only thing we have to fear on this planet is man. Man cannot stand a meaningless life. The best political and spiritual work we can do is to withdraw the projection of our shadow onto others. The healthy man does not torture others. As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of mere being. Healing proceeds from the depths to the heights. Sentimentality is a superstructure covering brutality. One cannot live without inconsistency. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness. The greater the tension, the greater is the potential. Understanding does not cure evil, but it is a definite hope, inasmuch as one can cope with a comprehensible darkness. The longing for light is the longing for consciousness. Which are animals, life with a will of their own. Most of our difficulties come from losing contact with our instincts, with the age-old forgotten wisdom stored up in us. Dreams are the guiding words of the soul. Free will is the ability to do gladly that which I must do. Faith, hope, love, and insight are the highest achievements of human effort. They are found given by experience. Knowledge rests not upon truth alone, but upon error also. The symbol in the dream has more the value of parable. It does not conceal, it teaches. Creative power is mightier than its possessor. Individualization does not shut one out from the world, but gathers the world to oneself. Envy does not allow humanity to sleep. The bigger the crowd, the more negligible the individual. Life is something that has to be lived and not talked about. The first half of life is devoted to forming a healthy ego. The second half is going inward and letting go of it. Man's hatred is always concentrated upon that which makes him conscious of his bad qualities. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Too much of the animal disfigures civilized human being. Too much culture makes a sick animal. The more intelligent and cultured a man is, the more subtly he can humbug himself. The wrong we have done, thought, or intended will wreak its vengeance on our souls. When facts are few, speculations are most likely to represent individual psychology. Eugen Mayfair of Fifth Avenue, or in any other place which is on the telephone, is a spiritual fake.